Okay, Olivia. Thanks for the repost. Thank you very much. This helps a lot. So let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so the band. Well, let's start with the magazine ad. Okay, because there are some issues in the ad. So glad that we had a chance to get this submitted because there are some issues with the magazine ad. Okay, so first and foremost, this masked image has a background. I'm not real sure why this has this white background here. Excuse me. Let me know if that's intentional or if that was an artifact that was left over from placing the masked image. If it was an artifact, basically all you want to do is copy and paste instead of drag and drop if you're on a PC. Sometimes that drag and drop, remember in the demonstration where I grabbed that image, dragged it up to the tab of the new uh, file, and then brought it down and placed it. Sometimes that doesn't work on PC. So once you have it masked, this image masked, um, go ahead and copy and paste it. Just make sure that if you duplicated any of the background layers or anything, just make sure that they're turned off, and just copy and paste that. That should come in perfectly without the background. Let me know if you have an issue with that, and I'll write up a little summary of how to do that. Okay, the other thing with the magazine ad is the type has most certainly been distorted. We can see it here and we can see it here. Now, what I'm guessing happened is I'm guessing that you placed the type or typed this up, placed the text or typed up the text, then resized the bounding box because this is clearly distorted. You can see that these letter forms are all really tall and really skinny, meaning that they were stretched this way without constraining the horizontal proportions. So if you watch my hand, when we resize something in Photoshop, you don't just resize it this way. You don't just resize it this way. You resize it both ways so that it increases and decreases in scale, maintaining the original aspect ratio or the original dimensions of the element. That can be true with any placed images or type. So be sure to constrain the aspect ratio of your type. We can see distortions here as well as here. Let's jump over here. Now, just to illustrate that further, take a look at this 50. This has not been distorted, right? Look at the shape of this 50% and compare it to the shape of this 50%, and you can clearly see there's some distortions there. Okay, so my recommendation, of course, is to go ahead and adjust that type. I think the body copy type is really big. I would reduce the size on that. And then I would left align this whole thing. Mother's Day special, and then 50% off, and then just left align everything. Keep that nice left margin. Moving to the banner ad, yeah, the color works, definitely works. Let's just go ahead. Okay, so what I would recommend here is watch your hierarchy. So think of a newspaper where the headline is the largest, then the subhead is a little smaller, and then the body copy or the copy is a little smaller than that. So right now this is bigger. Actually, it's almost as big as the headline, but it's definitely bigger than the subhead. So I would recommend reducing the size of this, keeping it to one line. So what it would end up being is this. You would have Mother's Day special, then take this and tuck it up here and left align it. Okay, so that all remains static. Then reduce the size of this and bring it all to one line of type. Bring it down here a little bit so you have a little space between the headline and the subhead, then a bigger space between the subhead and the promotional call to action. But then just go ahead and fade it and see how it blinks in and blinks out. I think it could be a lot more relaxing if it were to fade in and fade out. So try that. And then my final recommendation would be to, oh, I would use the same flower here in the magazine ad and the banner. There's really no reason not to, right? I think that'll improve the consistency and the harmony of that page as well. Once you move this up here, reduce this size, and have this animation running right here, it's going to open up a little area in the bottom. And I think placement of the logo would probably be more effective right down here than up here in this corner. Right now, this is pretty weighty visually. There's a lot of visual weight going up here with the rocks, the towel, the logo, the flower, Virgin Islands. Let's redistribute some of that visual weight by bringing the logo right down here, there will be room once you reduce that type size and keep that to one line of type. Other than that, I think we're looking fantastic. So those are my recommended changes to the campaign. If you want to make those changes and run this by me, please feel free to do so. If you don't get these done, oh, I'm just noticing, yeah, you need a space between licensed and certified right here. There's no space there. I'm sure you'll catch that when you address that type. But at any rate, if you want to make changes, go right ahead and resubmit. I'll be glad to make additional comments. Or, if you're working and we extend beyond this week, just go ahead and put your work in the general questions area. I'll be glad to provide additional comments and recommendations there. But thank you for the resubmit. Good job. Great work so far. Love the effort. We're getting there, definitely. A little more hard work and attention to detail, and we are right in there. Okay, thank you very much. And then most importantly, of course, if you have any questions at all, please let me know.